Our message to the cartels and these criminal rings, we're not backing down.
America, the Trump administration just executed the most aggressive diplomatic strike against Mexico in modern history. Over 70 Mexican politicians, including governors, mayors, and ruling party officials, have had their U.S. visas revoked for suspected cartel connections, while Mexican cartels are now offering up to $50,000 bounties for attacks on American federal agents. But here's what's going to blow your mind about this story. A sitting Mexican senator went on Fox and confirmed what we suspected all along. Mexico is officially a narco-state where 70% of the country is governed by cartels, and President Claudia Sheinbaum is so compromised that she's calling this senator a traitor for telling the truth to Americans. What is up, guys? Tyson De La Cruz here. Thank you so much for rocking with me. This story connects three massive developments that prove Mexico's government is completely compromised by drug cartels, and President Trump is using every diplomatic weapon available to protect American lives. This isn't just immigration policy. This is warfare against a narco state. Let me break down the scope of what just happened because the mainstream media might try to bury some of the details of this. According to an exclusive report, the U.S. government has systematically revoked visas from more than 50 politicians from Mexico's ruling Morena party, plus dozens more from another party.
And the Trump administration also working to cap the influence of Mexican cartels in the U.S. But critics say this is pushing the limits, something they're doing now. A Reuters investigation reportedly found the government has revoked the visas of more than 50 Mexican officials and their suspected political allies.
We're talking about Marina del Parra Alvala, the governor of Baja California, a border state. We're talking about mayors and other political positions. These aren't low-level bureaucrats. These are governors, mayors who control territory right on our southern border.
The governor of Baja California, Mexico, was one official who spoke out in May saying her visa had been revoked and denying any links to cartels.
A senior State Department official said these revocations are for activities that run contrary to American national interest, including drug trafficking, corruption, and aiding illegal immigration. But here's the brilliant part. They didn't need court convictions to revoke visas. The intelligence threshold is much lower.
Actually, I don't think they're doing enough. The reason I say that is just last week, one of the deputies for the ruling Morena party actually came out and stated that 70% of the country in Mexico is actually governed, not controlled by territory, but governed by the Mexican cartels.
A border security expert, Amon Blair, dropped this bombshell. Just last week, one of the deputies from the ruling Morena party actually came out and stated that 70% of the country of Mexico is actually governed, not controlled by territory, but governed by Mexican cartels. Now, let me explain how we got to this point because Blair laid out the progression perfectly. He said before Mexican cartels used to just finance elected officials, then they assisted them, then they actually got them elected. Now they are the ruling party.
Before, the Mexican cartels used to just finance elected officials. Then they assisted them, and then they actually got them elected. Now they are the ruling party. And that was confirmed by an actual deputy by the Morena party, as well as our research.
Think about that progression. Finance to assist, assist to elect, become the ruling party. This isn't corruption anymore. This is a complete takeover of Mexican government by criminal organizations.
Look, there's a complete symbiotic relationship between the Mexican cartels and elected officials. So really, just revoking these visas, in all honesty, is not enough.
He wants to see that same sanctions we used against cartels applied to these corrupt politicians.
There was just a good investigation in New Jersey in regards to 12 Mexican companies that were sanctioned, that were working hand in hand with the Sinaloa cartel inside the United States. These same actions need to be done to the elected officials in Mexico.
Now, here's where the story gets absolutely more terrifying and has escalated since the last time that I reported on this. While Trump is banning corrupt Mexican officials from American soil, those same official cartel partners are putting bounties on American federal agents.
This morning, tensions running high in multiple areas around President Trump's immigration crackdown. Overnight, Los Angeles County declaring a state of emergency in response to ICE raids.
This has definitely escalated. The Department of Homeland Security just announced that Mexican drug cartels are offering cash bounties to target ICE agents and other federal agents. We're talking about $5,000 to $10,000 for kidnapping or assault on officers, and now up to $50,000 for assassination of high-ranking officials.
The Department of Homeland Security says Mexican drug cartels have put a bounty on ICE and Border Protection officers in Chicago. The department says the cartels are offering thousands of dollars for those who gather information on federal officials and their families, and even more money for kidnapping or assassinating high-ranking officials.
Think about this logically. Cartels are now offering $50 grand to assassinate American federal agents, while their politician partners in Mexico government are getting their visas revoked for corruption. This is not a coincidence. It is a coordinated warfare against American law enforcement.
While in Chicago, clashes on the streets getting heated. Homeland Security says federal officers faced a hostile crowd after an undocumented immigrant rammed a Border Patrol vehicle while trying to flee an immigration operation.
The crowd threw objects at federal agents, and then they had to deploy tear gas. 13 Chicago police officers were exposed to that gas.
But the dramatic confrontations come as Homeland Security officials are warning Mexican drug cartels are now offering cash bounties to target ICE officers and other federal agents, including $5,000 to $10,000 for kidnapping or assaulting officers, and up to $50,000 for the assassination of high-ranking officials.
Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem said, "Our message to cartels in these criminal rings, we're not backing down. But the fact that the cartels feel confident enough to put bounties on American federal agents tells you everything about how compromised the Mexican government really is." Now, I reported on this about a month ago, but it's relevant to this particular topic because it brings everything full circle. Do you remember that brave Mexican senator, Lily Téllez, that went on Fox and dropped bombshells that had the Mexican President Claudia Sheinbaum calling her a traitor?
The president of Mexico is furious. She's calling Mexican Senator Lily Téllez a traitor for coming on Fox Noticias with me a few days ago and saying this. Listen.
The help from the United States to fight the cartels in Mexico is absolutely welcome.
Just to recap, President Sheinbaum is furious that Téllez said that the help from the United States to fight the cartels in Mexico is absolutely welcome, and that is how the majority of Mexicans feel. The only ones who don't like that President Trump is sending help is the narco politicians. That includes President Claudia Sheinbaum. When asked directly if Mexico is a narco state, Senator Lily Téllez didn't hesitate.
Is Mexico a narco state?
Yes, it is. And we all Mexicans know about it. And Mexicans are afraid of the alliance between the Mexican government and the cartels that have infested our nation.
Senator Téllez explained how these alliances work. The cartels have given so much money to these narco politicians in Morena to get into office and to get into power. So they protect, the Mexican government protects the cartels. Téllez warned that Mexico is on the steps to be the next Venezuela. She's referring to Claudia Sheinbaum here.
We are on the steps to be the next Venezuela. She is aligned with Venezuela's dictator, with Cuba, and we are losing our country. They have destroyed our Republican institutions, the democratic state.
When asked if she fears for her life, Senator Téllez was brutally honest about this.
Are you afraid for your life?
Yes, I am afraid. And the president has threatened me to proceed against me with criminal prosecution, to get me out of the Senate and get me in jail just because I told you in this space and Fox News what is the reality of our country with the cartels.
President Claudia Sheinbaum's response tells you everything you need to know about where her loyalty lies. She said it's not a minor issue that Senator gave an interview to a foreign media outlet calling for intervention.
I will not step back. And I pray under God's guidance that we, the United States and Mexico, must work together to defeat the cartels and to get freedom for our country, for Mexico, to stop it from being the next Venezuela.
Think about that response. A Mexican senator tells the truth about cartel control in her government, and Sheinbaum's concern isn't about the cartels, it's about the senator talking to American media. That, to be honest, is a response of somebody who's been compromised. But as Senator Téllez pointed out, she is lying to the Mexican people, telling Mexican people that the United States will get in control of the whole country.
She sort of speaks out of two sides of her mouth. We're working with you, Trump, and then she's chastising you for saying, we need more help from the United States to crush the cartels.
Because she really doesn't want the help of the United States.
Téllez exposed the lie, saying she doesn't really want help from the United States. She's lying to the Mexican people. When your own senator is calling you a liar on international television, that tells you everything about the credibility of the Mexican government. Now, let me connect all these dots for you because this is bigger than an individual story. You have over 70 Mexican officials getting their visas revoked for cartel connections. You have cartels putting $50,000 bounties on American federal agents, and you have a sitting Mexican senator confirming that 70% of Mexico is governed by the cartel. This isn't three separate stories. This is one coordinated pattern of narco-state at war with American law enforcement. The recent revocations aren't just diplomatic pressure. They're cutting off the travel privileges of people who are literally working with organizations that want to kill American federal agents. When Senator Téllez says President Sheinbaum doesn't want American help against the cartels, and we see cartels putting bounties on American agents, the connection becomes crystal clear. The Mexican government isn't just failing to fight cartels, they are actively protecting them. This is why Trump's approach is so brilliant, in my opinion. You don't negotiate with narco-state, you isolate it. You cut off their officials' access to American soil, American banks, American schools for their children. You make corruption costly. America, we're not dealing with a neighboring democracy anymore. We're dealing with a narco state where cartels control 70% of territory and put bounties on American federal agents. When a sitting Mexican senator has to risk her life to tell Americans the truth about her own government, that tells you everything you need to know. The Trump administration's response, revoking visas for over 70 corrupt officials while strengthening security for federal agents facing cartel bounties, is exactly what leadership looks like when you're serious about protecting American lives. I said it before and I'll say it again. Senator Lily Téllez is a hero for speaking truth to power, even when it puts her own life at risk. President Sheinbaum calling her a traitor for telling Americans the truth just proves how compromised she really is. This is what happens when we elect leaders who understand that America's security comes first, not the feelings of corrupt foreign politicians who work with cartels that want to kill our federal agents. Let me know what you think about this. Drop it down in the comment section down below. Smash the like button if you kindly would. Share, subscribe, and as always, guys, I'll catch you on the next one.